Hello everyone, Civic Extraordinaire here, and welcome to a new Let's Play. I've been wanting to take a look at Stellaris for a while, and Stellaris falls within the same genre as some of the past games I've played, Humankind and Civilization 6. But where it differs is that Stellaris does not use a tile system as Civilization 6 and Humankind do, and it's also not a historical 4X game. It's rather a space 4X game, and it's one of the biggest sandbox games I've ever played, just because of some of the random simultaneous events that occur and some of the misadventures that can happen in the midst of some of the gameplay. So I just wanted to take a look at one of the new civilizations I've created. This is the Great Assyrian Expanse, and the funny story is with this one, I actually recorded myself creating this specific species today, but I made a stupid mistake and I had the microphone turned off, so I completely wasted like 16 minutes just going over the Empire because you cannot hear my casting voice whatsoever. So I just want to take a quick look at the Empire itself, and this will serve as really a pre-episode to the main Stellaris Let's Play while we are waiting for the Vietnam update for Civilization 6 and potentially a new open dev released by the team at Amplitude over in France. So the first thing you do when you are creating an empire for Stellaris, if you're not playing any preset template empire, which was created by the Stellaris team itself, is you look at your race, you decide what race you want to go with, some of the presets. There's a ton of races, even with the, there's a new pack even added by Stellaris, which is the Necroids pack, and that adds a whole bunch of templates or species portraits. There's even a cyborg portrait, and it's fairly interesting. I don't have that pack because I heard it had some pretty bad reviews, and it doesn't really fit my playstyle, so I went with a humanoid portrait here. And as you can see, I have all of the DLC installed except for the Necroids expansion. And it's actually been quite a while between my last Let's Play of Stellaris. I think it's been like 8 months, so I am a bit rusty, but I do have hundreds of hours of playtime with Stellaris, so I don't think too many of the recent patches change up the game too greatly, though with Stellaris, some of the patch changes, at least in the last 2 years, have been sweeping. If you play Apocalypse and go back to 2.0 and any of that stuff like Megacorp and whatever, some of the sweeping changes have just completely reworked the system of planets, pop growth, like with Megacorp. You have here with Apocalypse, it completely reworked and redefined warfare. And then you have Utopia. That didn't completely bring a hammer to the mechanics as much. But even with Federations, it changed some origin perks, which I kind of want to bring up. We actually chose an interesting origin, and I rather like this one. It is on the shoulders of giants, and that gives you some nice archaeological sites, and that even interacts with the, what is it? That's the Leviathan story pack. It interacts with the archaeological story pack, Ancient Relics, which is one of my favorite story packs because you basically get a bunch of archaeology sites, and it enables you to do a lot more role-playing features, as well as just getting to explore your own space within your empire and discover more about it. So, speaking of our empire, the government ethics themselves are fairly standard for me, though it's been 8 months. I usually like to go with authoritarian to boost influence and worker pop resource output, and then spiritualist really helps a lot. I find psionic, even though it's a bit weaker, to be fairly fun to play with, especially with the Shroud and kind of the RNG gaminess of it. It can add an interesting element to Let's Plays. Of course, the advisor voice I chose was the worker, just because I like how it parodies some kind of space communist worker, even though that's drastically different from our. No, I love it. It's drastically different from our government form. But it's just parodying some future Bolshevik worker. And then, of course, I went with a generic name. The reason I chose, like, Syria or whatever, or just a random kingdom, was to make naming conventions easier for planets, because I kind of take a while with naming planets, so I kind of wanted to streamline that. And then, of course, I chose the humanoid portrait because I really love the humanoids pack and some of the ship sets. And then, yeah, I think humanoids is one of my favorite ships. And then I kind of chose a fairly simple flag. Blue and yellow are a pretty nice color scheme. I think they're complementary colors, so they work fairly nice together. And then the rest of the traits and whatnot are fairly standard for our race. We have sedentary, wasteful. They're fairly basic negative traits. I didn't want to do anything too drastic for our first Stellaris Let's Play. And we may be doing another Let's Play in the future of Stellaris with the next content update if it is popular enough. Of course, this is something new. It's kind of unexplored territory for me. I love Stellaris, and I hope you guys do too. But I thought it was necessary just to do a quick breakdown of our species, our empire, and what we're looking at before going into the game itself. And so I think just going forward with rapid breeders, adaptive, and all of these traits, it'll be interesting just to see how we progress from here and how the game goes. So this has just been a quick breakdown. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content so far. This should be released on January 2nd, so just starting the new year with a new Let's Play is very exciting for me. If you guys have any recommendations, anything you want me to do specifically in this Let's Play, or any other kind of new content you want to see, please let me know. I love to hear it, and look forward to more Stellaris content in the future. So, this has been Civic Extraordinaire. I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you like the video, please subscribe, leave a like if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys later. Peace.